Alright my friends, how you all doing? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a fresh episode of our F1 Manager series with Aston Martin. I hope you're looking forward to another new episode. Last episode is linked above my friends. Feel free to go and check that one out. We've got a bit of stuff to get caught up on before we do crack on today. And I'm going to be honest, it's been a couple of days since I've played the game, so I need to be having a look at a bunch of stuff. Thanks to all the teams for the proposed financial regulation changes. The majority are for these changes, so below's financial regulations will be included as part of next season. Okay, so they all agreed to a cost cap. That's unbelievable. They've reduced the amount of money we could spend. Fair enough. Anyway, congratulations on Monza. We did pretty well, didn't we, if memory serves. Current project suspension, that's it. And we've got this going. We've only got the one engineer. That was right. That was why I didn't start any new projects. So 4 days, and the next race is in 18. That is interesting. We should have a new part on the car ready for the next race. So let's press on and get that car part designed, shall we? So there is your suspension. That's all done and dusted. So let's manufacture said suspension. We will need 4. So 5 and 11, and there's 14 days. So that's quite nice. We don't have to go and break the bank to get them done. Under duress, basically, in an emergency situation. Gang. Still looking at other drivers, so Mick Schumacher is the latest one I've been looking at. So let's do a little comparison of him and Lance Stroll. Yeah, Lance looks a much better driver, doesn't he? A much better driver. Even in the weakest areas of Lance's game, he's better. But I kind of expected that. I'm in the boat that I genuinely might go with a very young driver next season. You know, I'm definitely looking at Theo Pourchaire, but I'm just waiting for his scout stuff to come back. Oh, it has come back. Oh yeah, that was it. Reactions were really low. That was the thing, wasn't it? But yeah, I'm just maybe thinking about just binning him off and just going with someone like really outside the the usual mould. Right, we're going to have to refurbish that, so let's get that done. Monthly car development. It is sort of going backwards at the moment, but that's kind of to be expected at this point in the season. We're not developing half as much as we were in the early stages. So, racy preppy. First things first, though, I do want to go to the warehouse, and we've just done those. No, it's not the chassis, is it? My dog is scratch, rolling around on the floor. He's driving me bloody nuts. It's all I can hear. I apologise if you can hear it, gang. Oh, what is he like, eh? So yeah, we'll bang that on. And then we will go and do our race prep. And, okay, reach Q2. I would do reach Q3, but we've been a bit dodgy in qualifying lately. Not going to do fastest lap, and we've got our finishing streak, so actually we're going to get quite a lot on there should we finish inside the top 10 in this race weekend. So yeah, I guess that's all there is for it. Let's get to the race.
We're here at the Marina Bay Street Circuit, and the Singapore Grand Prix is just about to start. The name Singapore means City of Lions, and this weekend Formula One will be roaring into action. The bumpy street surfaces here make this a challenging circuit for the drivers, and the humidity causes them to lose as much as 3 kilos over the course of a race. But it's also tough on the cars, with 23 corners to tackle each and every lap. Good low-speed downforce will make all the difference here. This is it. We're down to the last few races of the season, and it's time for that final push. Who will be crowned champion at the end of it all? We'll find out soon enough. What will happen this weekend?
Right, so, relatively dry weekend by the looks of things. We're going to get on with practice. I'm going to check all the car parts out and make sure we're all good for the race. I'm genuinely thinking about taking some penalties, if need be, because I feel like our pace will be pretty good around this racetrack. And I remember this racetrack from last season when we had pretty good strategies, but unfortunately Lance Stroll crashed twice. So, yeah, I feel relatively confident. So, practice is done. I feel like I've done a pretty good job at setting the cars up as well. I set them up really quick in practice 1. We went along quite nicely, and then since then I've just been able to run the cars, and Alonso has been doing alright actually on pretty crappy car parts, managed to finish inside the top 10 in every single session of practice, so I'm hoping qualifying is going to be pretty decent. Okay, so it is time for qualifying. I am just turning this down, gang. It seems very, very loud to me. Anyway, let's get Lance Stroll sent out nice and quick into this qualifying session. And we'll give it a little while, and then we will send Alonso out. I don't know what the sort of lap times are around here. I can't really remember. But we will send Alonso out anyway. And yeah, we'll just kind of follow Stroll around the track. Hopefully there won't be too much traffic. We all know what a fan of the traffic I am, gang. There we go. We've got Sonoda going out on the racetrack. Anybody else? Yeah, of course. There's a couple of cars going out that could interfere with Lance Stroll's lap here, to be honest with you. As long as there's no more, then we should be okay. So, yeah, let's watch Lance Stroll. Alonso, are you going to have any traffic to contend with? No, doesn't look that way. So, yeah, actually, we might be okay here. Might be all right to punch in a couple of early laps in this qualifying for the Singapore Grand Prix. So, yeah, it's been a very, very good season, gang. This is race 17 of 22, so not long to go now. Not long to go at all. We've had a far better season. I just hope that we can continue it next year. Obviously, the regulations changing and whatever does mean that we won't have the instant success. We won't pick up where we left off. That's just not how it works in F1. So yeah, hopefully we will have researched stuff the right way. As long as we've got that bit of our job done right, then we should be able to develop the car early on in the season next year. I've really enjoyed being with Ferrari's engine provider. So that was a 136, I think. Yeah, 136.9. So what is Alonso going to do? But yeah, the Ferrari power unit seemed to have done a far better job for us this season. And he has gone through at a 136.3. So we're going to see where that puts us with the rest of the pack now, as we are going to speed on through. I'm going to send him now. Yes, I got him out at just the right time. I love it. Love it when that happens. Absolutely love it when that happens. Anyway, we are going to just speed this through and hope that Stroll can improve. I reckon Alonso's safe. Looking at the cars that are behind Alonso, and I'm thinking Alonso should be safe. What is Lance Stroll going to punch in? We are going to ignore that, and we are just going to jump on board because we want to try and keep an eye on it. I think he might have gone better, but it isn't enough. It just shows you the difference in the drivers, doesn't it? They've got exactly the same car. Right, here we go. Q2. I'm going to send Alonso out and punch in a nice, quick, early lap while we can. Lance Stroll, disappointing in qualifying again. That just seems to be the case with Lance Stroll, doesn't it? Unfortunately, he's a bit of a letdown in qualifying. But we can run a long strategy with Lance Stroll now. That's probably what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to pump the soft tyre for about 15 laps and then bang him on the hard and just go all the way to the end. That's probably going to be the wisest thing to do with him. We are on board with Alonso. There's traffic out on the racetrack. I'm hoping that it's not going to be a problem. It could be. It could be. As you can see, it's very difficult to overtake around here, but that was nice from the Mercedes to just move out of the way. And hopefully that's not going to have affected us too much, as Alonso is going very nicely on this lap. As you can see, purple through the first two sectors. I think he might have been the first car out on the track, though. And we're going to see what sort of lap he's going to punch in. A 135.5 is the premium lap you want to be doing, and I think he's just done a low 136. Yes, he has. I think that's basically what he did in the first qualifying, so That is interesting. And we were going to send him out. So actually, I just see everybody else going. So I thought, I better get him out. In this instance, I probably should just wait and be the last car. But anyway, we're going to follow those. What are those? The Alpines. The Alpines. Very good car. Very, very good car. I'm going to be following those guys along. We are currently P8. Are we going to improve on P8? I'm not sure. We are about to round that last corner. As you can see, I don't think we are going to improve. Yes, we did improve ever so slightly. What was that lap time? Yeah, 1:36.154. So not much of an improvement, but an improvement nonetheless. Now it really depends on what times other people punch in. How good are they going to be as they cross the line? Anybody going to go quicker? There's still 3 cars. No, they're not. We're into Q3. That is an unbelievable lap in the end by Fernando Alonso. As that qualifying session was from Alonso, we were a whole second slower than the car on pole. It's mad to think that we're a mid-table, sort of like a middle of the grid runner, you know, and yet we're still a second off the pace of those, you know, 4 big teams in front of us. It's wild how much work you still have to do to catch up. Like this game, I'm going to throw it out there now. This game's got longevity. You know, if you're in it to win it and you want to take a team from the back of the grid all the way to the front of the grid, you know, like, you know, next season, I don't think next season we'll see too much. I'd like to basically try and finish in the same position that we are this year, if at all possible next season. That's what I'd really, really like to do. But yeah, I don't think we'll be, you know, any further up the grid. I really don't. I think there's so much catching up to do with the likes of the Red Bulls and the Mercedes and the Ferraris and even those Alpines. And you know what? That Alfa Romeo is an absolute rocket ship as well. You know, constantly in Q3 with that Alfa Romeo. So, oh, there's a car in the wall. Jesus. In qualifying, he's had to retire. Bottas was just talking about that. Just talking about how good the Alfa Romeos are. Did we ease off as a result of that?
Oh, and that's a crash.
I'm just going to take a look. I know we're on our flying lap, and you're probably more interested in that, but it's always interesting to see someone bin it. Oh my God. How is he alive? Anyway, that's mad. That is mad. Anyway, let's carry on. I don't know if we eased off because we don't really seem in the position we usually are. But a 1:36, 1:59. Yes, that's good. That's a pretty good lap from Fernando. A speed through, get through qualifying, and I'll see ya for the race start. 9th place. It's a good start. It's a good start to the Singapore Grand Prix. Right, it's time to set the cars up. I know we can go on a pretty quick strategy on this track, if memory serves me correct. So if I was to take these tyres about 20 odd laps, and I can push the softs if I want. So how about we go about 21 laps, 22? Yeah, we can go 22 laps pushing it. And then we can have a stint on the medium. Yeah, I remember this from last season, basically, where we had some really good strategies set up. And, yeah, essentially we were hurt by mistakes. We're on a similar strategy for Lancey Boy, but I'm going to go just 21 laps. And I'm going to go onto that medium tyre as well. Put him on a slightly different strat. Yeah, let's do that. Put him on a slightly different strategy. So we are going to push with both drivers at the beginning. We need to do that. And yeah, we are ready to go racing in Singapore.
With the skies mostly clear, tonight's race shouldn't hold any unpleasant surprises. Looking here at Fernando Alonso. They're in the front half of the pack, so there's plenty of potential for them. There's the second Aston Martin. With their starting position in the back 10, they'll have their work cut out for them. The race start is mere seconds away. We're just moments away.
Here we go, gang. Let's see what we can make happen in Singapore. Last year, I remember last year's race really, really well. I feel like we had some really, really good strategies last year. And unfortunately, because of the way Lance Stroll's race went, where he crashed twice, it just didn't go the way we wanted it to. Alonso started in 8th, by the way. I think that must be because of grid penalties, and he's up to 7th as a result of getting past Ocon. So that's a very good start to the race for Alonso, and he's having a little look at the Mercedes as well right now, which is absolutely amazing. If he could get that job done, that would be an unbelievable bit of work in this opening lap from Fernando. I don't think he is going to get it done. I think that Mercedes in a straight line had so much more pace than us. So yeah, it is P7. I'm leaving the ERS on at the moment because I feel like we can run it a bit more on this track. When it gets to around about 60-odd%, then I usually like ease off on it. But if we can just use that extra bit of pace at the minute, that will do us absolute wonders. Especially with us trying to pull out a little gap to those behind us. So yeah, we'll stick it into neutral now. And we'll stick yours into neutral as well. So the big thing I did want to check was the tyre situation. Right, so all the leaders are on slightly worn soft. We're on a very good soft, which means we can run that quite heavy. So what I'm going to do with Alonso, because I'm hoping he's going to be in the top 10, I'm going to run that tyre until it matches up with theirs. And then I'm going to drop back. Lance Stroll is a completely different kettle of fish. We're trying to get him up the grid. If we can get him inside the top 10, then I might ease off then. But for now, I'm not going to. So yeah, we're going to manage this a little until the DRS is active. Because we've got some very, very good pace at the moment. Lance Stroll's up to P14 as well. So that's proving what sort of pace we've got in this race. So that's pretty nice. Need to hold on to Hamilton, though, until that DRS opens. That's what we really, really need to do. I'm going to deploy a little bit of energy down this straight just to kind of catch up. We'll ease off a little bit. But yeah, because once the DRS opens, hopefully we can kind of use that to coattail onto the back of these very, very fast cars. So yeah, we are going to deploy that energy. And there you go, DRS is activated. And I believe the pit straight is definitely one. The start-finish straight is definitely a DRS zone. But I think there's another one as well. So yeah, we're basically now going to push this on a bit and just keep an eye on what we're doing. So yeah, we're going to basically keep an eye on this DRS and when it activates. Oh no! Oh no! Was that Alonso? I feel like I've just been shunted by someone. Yeah, I have. Oh my god! Oh my god! That's not even my fault. Not even my fault. Terminal damage on the front wing, so we're going to have to pit him. Wow. You know what? This is mental, what I'm about to do. But we have got to change that car part anyway. No, cancel. Confirm. So yeah, Alonso's just going to go backwards at the moment. Need to just get him in. Oh, I just did it. I just did it. You're coming into the pits. It's all sorted. Winds me up. No, oh my god, why does it do this? Why does it do this? Just confirm that pit. Just get it done. Right, we're going to be concentrating on Lance Stroll then. Yeah, so they should and all. Locked up, straight into the back of us. Game over. Race over for poor old Alonso. And that might be like no points now in this race as a result.
Okay, pit lane. Yeah.
So I'm going to try and do something mental and take Alonso to the end. Ocon's in as well. See what Ocon does, shall we? Going to be a long pit stop though because of the front wing change. Yeah, Lance Stroll, what can you do? We've really got to go for it now, mate. Really got to go for it in this race. You're kind of my only hope at points. That's so annoying when you end up having an accident and it's nothing to do with you. It's not your fault at all. And it was so early in the race as well. And I was looking at Alonso thinking, yep, this is great. We'll run him really long. And yeah, not going to be able to do that now. All because of that idiot at the back. So Ocon went on to the medium. There's no way he's getting that medium to the end. I'm essentially just going to ignore Alonso now and concentrate on Stroll's race and try and get him to the end on that hard tyre, basically. Right, so let's push this on a bit. I can't believe that's happened to him. To be fair, Ocon's taken himself out of the race as well, so not really too much that can be done. There's minor damage to the rear wing, the suspension and the chassis. Oh my god. We are not even going to be quick. There's another crash. Oh my god, it's incident packed, isn't it, this race? VSC as well.
Virtual safety car.
Ignore, and yeah, we're just gonna run them on light. We will burn the fuel though. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do until Verstappen. Oh my god, Verstappen, of all the cars. Oh dear. What's he done? Oh, he's binned it. Oh, and then someone crashed into him. Oh my god. So Verstappen's in the pit. There you go. And he's still come out in front of Alonso. That's how far ahead he was. Jesus, this is ridiculous, isn't it? It really is ridiculous. Anyway, we're running this until the VSC comes in. Right.
DRS enabled.
Yep, that's good. That's good. Right, deploy the energy with Lance. Okay. Come on, Lancey boy. Really need a good race out of you today. You're literally like the only way I can do anything now. Alonso is just so far behind. Yeah, he might take those tyres to the end and not have to pit again, but he's still just so far behind. Right, let's manage this, shall we? And see if we can do something. Right here. Duck it into overtake. Let's see if that helps. And I don't think it's going to. Too far behind. Too far behind. Need to be a bit closer than that. Right, Lance is 9th. Hamilton's already pitted, which makes me... Oh, I was about to say, it makes me think he's going to go onto the hard, but he's gone onto the medium. So, yeah, Lance is going up the grid because of the pit stops that are happening. Currently sitting P6, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Doing well. Doing very well. And going along quite nicely as well. Let's burn off a bit of this fuel for both cars, because we are not going to need all that at the end. Leclerc's pitting, Norris pitting. Oh my god, Lance Stroll is in the lead of this Grand Prix. What is going on? What universe are we living in? Obviously he's got a pit though, so let's not get too excited. Right, we have just entered our pit window. So, for a couple of laps, I'm going to go quite aggressive on the tyres.
Nicely done.
And yeah, we'll probably pit around about lap 20 odd. Just need to kind of get there now. So the minute that ticks over to 20, then I'm going to pit. That is what I'm going to do. I'm just trying to pull out enough of a lead at the minute to kind of leapfrog a few people when it does come to my pit stops. Alonso's overtaken Ocon, so there you go.
Alpine just advanced.
Managing to fight back there. Roll. What can you do, Sunshine? What can you do? There just isn't enough of a gap between Stroll and sort of 10th for me at the minute. So I'm just trying to push this. Right, we are going to be pitting the next lap, I believe. Come on, Lance. Just follow him, Lance. Just follow him. Stay in his DRS. Let him drag you along. Let him drag you along. Yes, we are going to pit. Now, we were going to pit onto the hard tyre, but I'm actually going to pit onto the medium. Because our cars have changed strategy now, so that is what we're going to do. I'm going to push the fuel as well for this lap. We are going to stick with it because I want to keep an eye on everything. And, oh my god, he was having a go at that Ferrari, which is pretty ridiculous, isn't it? But yeah, basically want to keep an eye on this. I'm ignoring Alonso's race because there is nothing to salvage, unfortunately. Zhou hasn't pitted either, by the way, and neither's Albon, who's running 4th. So, yeah, that's pretty mad, isn't it, to be fair. We are going to be pitting in a moment. So, yeah, I'm just going to put those two things back as we now come into the pit. And, yeah, let's just hope and pray that I've got this right. So, there, yeah, I'm in 9th, I'm now in 11th, and I'm in 12th. So, yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. Didn't quite do enough, Lance Stroll. And I think there are some cars that have still got a pit, obviously. Zhou and Albon. So we could be P10 after all the pit stops. So that is quite interesting in itself. Russell locked up. We've got a safety car. And it's a proper safety car. Okay. There's a crash, several cars involved, and Alonso was one of them. So there you go, Alonso is out of the Grand Prix, and it looks like he's had an accident with Ocon. So Ocon got him, and it now looks like Alonso got Ocon. Payback's a bitch, isn't it? Oh my god. Oh, that was almost like, that was Alonso's way of saying, like, alright then, mate. If that's what you want to, if that's how you want to play it, that's how we'll play it. Ah, dear, that's not good, is it? That's not good at all. Right, so we are gonna. I'm basically gonna continue to run this on standard. Someone left me a comment recently and said, "Run your tyres on standard until you catch up the pack, and then once you catch up the pack and you're behind the safety car, then go into conserve." So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that tip and I am going to run with it. Because I think it could be a very, very good tip going forward. Because I think that's where I was losing pace when I was trying to catch the safety car up, basically, in a couple of races previous to this one. So yeah, I'm gonna run that strategy. Now this is going to play into the hands of Albon and Zhou a little bit, because they're going to be able to take that medium tyre a little bit longer, and they're going to be on a very, very good soft tyre towards the end of the race, like a very good soft tyre. So that is interesting, very, very interesting. So if we catch this safety car up, then I can stick this on light. So there you go, we are on conserve, so we are behind the safety car. Nice. So we can burn off some fuel as well. But Lance Stroll, what are you going to do in this race, son? Because it's on you. And I really, really, really could do with you having a incident-free race, because we know what you like. We know what you're like. So, yeah, it could help everybody, mate, if you could just get through this race without fucking up, because Alonso didn't manage it. Right, so let's just run this a bit more. We're going to go into light, and then we will go into standard in a bit. So the safety car is coming in this lap. So I'm now going to go to standard, and I'm going to go to deploy. And we are going to go racing. And Bottas tried to get me there, the cheeky bastard. I'll see what he was trying. But it didn't work. It did not work. Anyway, let's ease off on that. And that weren't bad. Caught Gasly up in a nice way. Using the ERS, I think. And are we going to get this done? I think we might. That is very nice driving. We're up into P10. Very good. Very, very good. We're on a much fresher medium tyre to everybody else. If anything, we're actually on the best tyre on the racetrack at the minute. Those hard tyres obviously won't go off as quick as my medium tyre, but yeah, we've very much got the strongest tyre on track at the minute. So yeah, that is interesting, isn't it? We're going to go through this little bit of turny-worny-worny woo-ah. I'm going to deploy a bit of energy. We're going to use said energy on this main straight. And there we go. We're going to ease off of the energy now. Just managing it for the first couple of laps after the safety car, just to see if we can make any inroads. I don't think we can. What is the interval? So yeah, we're within a second, and that's basically what we want, because we want to remain close enough, you know. That McLaren we should be able to keep up with as well. It's not exactly the quickest car on the racetrack. But Lance Stroll is going quite nicely as things stand. So we are just going to push this on. DRS is enabled. What are we looking at? A nice little bit of time there. So that's good. So we're going to drag each other along, hopefully. Oh, we looked like we were going to get that done. It helped me close him down, though. It did help me close him down. So we're going to have to manage this for a little while, because I feel like we need to dispatch of a couple of cars. We're definitely quicker than that McLaren. It's just in the way at the minute. And we're going to get a very good drive out of there. Are we going to get this done? I think we might. That is superb from Lance Stroll. Absolutely superb. He looked very close to the wall then. But yeah, that's very, very good. We got rid of one. That's a good pass. Now, can we stick with these other cars? Russell ahead of us. I'm just looking at the tyre wear on some of the cars. So basically, those that are going to go to the end, I'm looking at Sainz, I'm looking at Perez, I'm looking at Leclerc and Hamilton. My tyre is better than all theirs. I might be able to push for the last couple of laps. So this is all about just sticking with them and then managing it at the end. But Zhou, Albon, how have they not pitted? How have they not pitted? Mad. Here we go. I think we were having a look there at the Mercedes. We were definitely having a look. And I think we're still having a look. And we might get this done. We might get this done. Look at that. Driving from Lance Stroll. That is brave. That is very brave. Is Lance Stroll going to get this done? I think he might. No, it's just too quick. No, he is going to get it done. That is brilliant. He's up to 8th. He's up to 8th. The medium tyre is faster than that hard tyre. Like I say, though, that hard is going to come into its own a bit later in the race. But Stroll is driving a very, very good race here at the minute. I feel like he's moving through the field quite nicely, and other cars are not. But yeah, he's doing a good job, a very, very good job. Now, if we could get past Sainz, then Albon and Zhou are definitely there for the taking. But that Ferrari is ridiculous. The Red Bull is the car. But the Ferrari is very good. Very, very good. Right, we're at 76% with 42 laps to go. Or 41 and a half, however you want to look at it. And I feel like that tyre, that's looking quite good, you know. Quite good. Yeah, Sainz has got past Albon. So basically, we need to get past this car. So we are going to deploy. Someone's crashed. There we go, got it done. Nice. Leclerc. Oh my God, Leclerc crashed. Leclerc's in the lead of the Grand Prix. Absolutely no pressure on him whatsoever. And yes, a Bignardo. See you later. Is that going to be damage? Is he going to have to make a pit? Yes, he is going to have to pit because his tyres are absolutely bollocksed.
This is good.
So yeah, we got past Albon. Zhou is next. Right, so we're going to carry on doing this, managing it, basically. We're going to have to go into conserve at some point because we've really gone through the fuel somehow at this race. There we go, he makes the pit stop, so there's no need to do that. So we will just stick now with the Ferrari. We're in 5th at the moment. And we're having a look at the Ferrari to go 4th. And we've gone 4th. Oh my God, Lance Stroll is absolutely on a tear. Now, they are up the road. They are quite far up the road. I'm under the impression there's potential here for Verstappen to go onto the soft tyre, right? So if that is the case and we keep them honest, there's a potential podium on the cards for Lance Stroll. Sainz has just spun it. But Sainz is the car we're following, so how did Sainz spin? That doesn't make sense, does it? Anyway, are we going to get this done? No, not this time. But we're having another look, and we're going to get it done this time. So that's very nice from Lance Stroll. Right, so we're going along quite nicely, and we're obviously taking our tyre to the end of the race. Now, it really depends what other people up here do on how we manage this situation. But our tyres are in a far better condition than all of those in front of us. So, yeah, I feel like it's definitely... There's some big points here for the taking for Lance Stroll. As things stand, it's just a bit of a dogfight at the minute with Sainz and Russell, so that's what we're stuck in at the minute. So there we go, look, they were worried about the fuel, and we've got some fuel back. There we go, Verstappen. So we are actually P3. So Verstappen did come in. He's gone on to the soft tyre. 10 laps on a pretty do soft in that car is going to feel like rocket fuel, isn't it? He's P11, so he's not actually that far behind us. Right, we're going to push this fuel a little. Is Verstappen going to be so quick on that soft tyre that he could catch us? Probably. Probably. He's 10th already. What are we going to do? Where's this race going for us? That's the big question. Where are we going to finish? Not many laps to go. Not many laps to go. Sainz is pulling out a bit of a lead. Sainz is pulling out a bit of a lead. We've just got him back in though. That's good. That's good. Right. Okay. So, where are we at? 6 to go. Perez, Sainz, Perez and Hamilton are going to the end. They are going to the end. Now, something I have in my locker here is potentially, I can up the ante just for a bit on the tyre to try and keep up, because I'm down to 5th because Russell is now, oh no, Russell's tyre's come into its own, hasn't it? Ah dear. Yeah, come on. Yeah, Russell's tyre. It just came into its own all of a sudden. I knew that was going to happen, though. Knew it was going to happen. Right, I tell you what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to manage this. I need to manage this situation with just a couple of laps to go. A P5 would be insane, but like I genuinely feel like P4 is there. I feel like P4 is there for the taking. Let's deploy the energy. Come on, use that energy. There we go. That's nice. And we're going to deploy it again. Come on. You've got to keep up with these lads. You've got to keep up with these lads. There we go. Drag them in. Drag them in. This is good. This is very good. Come on. It's there. It's there. There's a potential P3 here because Russell hasn't got away. He has not got away from us. So there is a potential P3 here for us. I'm going to deploy some energy here. Come on. Catch up. There we go. That's nice. That is nice. We got close enough to potentially make a passing move. We had a go. Hamilton's on to the last lap. We are back here. Fuel's getting low. That should be enough fuel to get us to the end, though. Should be enough fuel. We are going to have no ERS. No ERS, though. Right, we're not getting P3. I know Russell's tyres are way too strong, but that P4 is there. That P4 is there for the taking. We got no ERS. No ERS.
Last lap now.
Oh, come on. Right, deploy, 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 deploy. Just get past him. Use it to get past him. If you can. If you can. Get past him. Come on. This is the section. This is the section. If you're going to do it, this is where you're going to do it. And he's done it. Get in there, Lance Stroll.
Nice.
Right, come on. Push. Fuel's getting low. Yes, I'm aware. But we've really got to push it on this last lap. Come on. Come on. Oh my god, this is mental. We've barely got enough fuel to get to the end of the race. I know the fuel's getting low, I'm very, very aware. I will stick it into conserve if I have to, right at the very end. But right now, I'm trying to battle for a P4. There we go, the fuel's going to be fine. The fuel is going to be fine. Got no ERS. Got no ERS. And yeah, I think P4 is the best we can hope for. But that is a ridiculously good race from Lance Stroll if he finishes P4. So let's just really be honest with that. We've got no ERS left. We've burned all of that at the end of the race. Our tyres just had a little bit more than that of Sainz, and that has helped us get Stroll his highest finish for the team since I've been here. That is a ridiculously good race from Lance Stroll, and it makes me wonder what might have been for Fernando Alonso had him a knock-on, not had a tiff. What a race.
That was tough. That was fun.
Well, that has to go down as a ridiculously good result for Lance Stroll. 12 places he made up in that race. We just managed it to perfection. And that's what I was saying about Singapore. It's a fast racetrack. You can really, the tyre wear is very, very kind. It's just such a shame about Fernando Alonso, man. Oh dear, what might have been. I genuinely think Fernando might have finished top 3. Let's be honest, if Lance Stroll's managed to finish in 12th, in P4, that's a 12 place increase. Fernando was running 8th, and you look at some of the mistakes that have happened in the race, I genuinely think he might have finished in the top 3 of that race, but hindsight is an amazing thing, isn't it? But as you see, Fernando loses a position in the drivers. George picking up 15 points. Lance Stroll, though, up to 11th and 18 points on the board. Actually started to pull his weight in recent races. And we are on 116 points now with just 5 races to go. And so that, gang, brings us to the end of today's episode. Next time is the Suzuka International racetrack, which is in Japan, obviously. I'm really, really looking forward to that one. Be sure to join me for it. So like, share, subscribe, do all that usual stuff I tell you to do. Continue to get involved in the comment section below. But until the next one, stay safe, stay humble, and I'll see you real, real soon.